This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. Topping news tonight, the tourism minister is smiling from ear to ear over the latest tourism numbers, up year-to-date 10.2%. He told ZNS News Today the sunny outlook leans heavily on the 25% of air arrivals, which contribute to 89% of the spend.
We want to thank you for this good and gracious God that we serve, who spared your life to see your Bahamas today.
Well, obviously that was the wrong clip there. We'll try to get back to that. And as it has been for decades now, the lion's share of arrivals to the Bahamas come from North America, 90% according to the latest numbers, and improved conditions in the U.S. coupled with local developments have gone straight to our bottom line.
Record low unemployment. Wages are rising slowly, but rising. People have more disposable income, and therefore they want to travel more. 90% of our customers come out of North America, the United States and Canada. So the fact that those economies are doing so much better is the first reason, I think, why our numbers are up. The second reason is Bahama. 2,300 plus rooms have come on stream, 1,800 with the Grand Hyatt, 300 with the SLS, 230 with the Rosewood. The fact that that has come on has created additional supply, additional marketing of the destination. People want to come here and check it out.
Well, flight delays were the order of the day this weekend at Bahamasair for passengers trying to travel between Florida and Nassau. A malfunctioned jet was to blame for the delays, which affected more than 300 customers. We talked to passengers Alan Hernandez and Richard Curry, who noted that they were disappointed about the lack of information during the episode.
I've been here since 1 o'clock yesterday, and at 2 o'clock this morning they canceled 3 flights. My cousin had an 8:30 flight. I had a 3:30 flight. My cousin is back in Fort Lauderdale. I'm still in Nassau.
We've been here yesterday since 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and pretty much, it's just like we've been lied to all this process. They keep telling us nothing but false information, and the lack of communication is just horrific. They kept us here till 3 in the morning, and then told us that the flights were canceled.
Well, Managing Director of Bahamasair, Tracy Cooper, has apologized to passengers. He says he expects the matter to be resolved today.
The aircraft was out of service. We were able to bring it back online last night. And the combination of the jet being out of service, along with normal weather delays, resulted in us having to have a backup situation. The aircraft is like any technical piece of equipment, will have faults from time to time. And this was an electrical fault on the aircraft that required some detailed troubleshooting by the technical staff. At the end of the day, we expect that by mid-afternoon that we'll be back on schedule with all of our operations.
Former Bahamas Power and Light Board Chairman Darnell Osborne alleging political interference after a new board was appointed last week. She also denies that the board was locked in disputes on critical matters involving the corporation. In a statement issued last evening, Osborne says she had the board, or rather had the board been left to its own devices without external interference, the mechanisms in place to prevent gridlock could have been effective. It was also noted that without interference, not only would resolution to differences be achieved, but the board would have functioned in accordance with internationally accepted standards. We expect feedback from the Minister of Public Works on those claims. On to other news now. A major educational conclave is underway here in the capital as educators prepare for the new academic year. 600 public school administrators from across the country are participating in the two-day event being held under the theme Understanding and Executing the 5 Ps: Purpose, Planning, Policies, Practices, and Partnership for Effective School Leadership. Addressing the event, Education Minister the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd says the government will legislate for a a revision of the public school curriculum. He noted that there is no standard revision policy in place, and this administration is pushing for the curriculum to be revised every 5 years. Speaking directly to the education leaders, Minister Lloyd reminded them of the crucial roles they play. He also encouraged them to know the policies that they should.
You should know it like the back of your hand. If you do, you wouldn't in some instances, as I am told. I have no proof of this until they bring it. They keep saying it's so. I would like to see it. But you have no right to deny anybody entrance, admission into our school system based on any status of your mind. It's not the law. It's not our policy. You're required to know who they are, so they got to bring some documentation. You're required to know where they live. And you're required to know who their parents are. That's that.
Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson addressing concerns in the educational system ahead of the new school year as well.
I heard the minister articulate this morning that they will be taking in 1,000 preschoolers, and it's going to be in, I guess, conjunction with the private sector. So I wait to see where these students will go, where are the teachers that are going to be provided for those preschoolers. So I think that is going to be a challenge. So I'm hoping that this year, the 400 plus teachers that are owed about $3 million are paid in this fiscal period, because if it's spread out over a 3 or 4 year period, it means that that person who's waiting for 15 years is going to wait for 18. Who's waiting for 10 is going to be 13 years. So, and it impacts a teacher, right to the core.
26 years ago, the Free National Movement made history by winning the 1992 general elections and ending the 25-year rule of the Progressive Liberal Party. During an anniversary church service at Bible Truth Ministries on Sunday, Free National Movement leader, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, reminisced on the hard fight endured by the party's founding fathers. He then fast-tracked to what the present Free National Movement government has already accomplished.
We are laying the groundwork for an ambitious agenda of social development, including health care, education, home ownership, land reform, the revitalization of the Over the Hill, citizen safety and justice, and interventions of at-risk youth. There is much work to be done, but your F&M government is putting the Bahamas back on the path to prosperity. To restore our country and move it in the right direction, some tough choices have to be made. And there are some more tough choices ahead of us. But in the end, we will be a more productive and more vibrant country because the hard decisions were made.
Pastor of Bible Truth Ministries, Reverend Ellison Greenslade, based his sermon on the theme, Transformation of a Nation.
We're looking for a government who has their trust in the God of the universe. Hallelujah. We're looking for a government that has its trust in our parents' God, who brought them through many dangers, toils, and snares. You know what it is to go cut against all odds. But look at you now, you're still in power, ain't it? There's a God somewhere. The Prime Minister, Cabinet Ministers, we want a government that rely on.
Well, still to come in First at 6 as Centenarian celebrates. We'll tell you all about it when First at 6 returns.
When school ends, BTC summer vacation begins. That means freedom to switch it up and break a few rules.
I got flying overseas and when she touch down, she not stop call me. And I nothing for me breed, girl. Me want no cute like a Bob Marley.
Freedom to mix and, of course, mingle. Freedom to go wild and take the fun to a whole new level. Join the BTC Summerfication for exclusive rewards, cool prizes, and more.
Okay.
BTC, the bigger, better network.
Get ready! Commonwealth Bank wants to make this your best summer ever. Get the loan you need at a special discount this summer only. Cash for your best vacation, best laughs, best memories. And want to know the best part? You could win a trip for 4. So don't wait. The discount ends soon. Talk to us today about your best summer ever loan. Approval is fast and easy. Conditions apply.
What would you do with your part of $50,000 in cash and prizes? Show your KFC bucket love and get a chance to win your part of $50,000 in cash and prizes. Display your bucket love sticker for a chance to win. You could be one of 10 gold ticket winners with a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize and get started on your bucket list. Stick it to win today. Bucket love. KFC Nassau. It's finger licking good.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
3 males have pleaded guilty to drug possession in connection with that $375,000 drug bust on Meadow Street last week. 33-year-old Kenny Mackey, 48-year-old Cyrus Gardner, both of Meadow Street, and 3 Jamaican nationals, 38-year-old Mark White, 37-year-old Damian Walker, and 30-year-old Shisoya Stone are facing several drug-related charges. White, Mackey, and Walker pleaded guilty and were sentenced to 3 years and 6 years behind bars on those 2 counts. Meadows, Gardner, and Stone pleaded not guilty and are due back in court on October 9th for trial. Ida Holmes Clinton celebrates her 100th birthday in grand style. The Centenarian celebrated this milestone with family and friends, including Governor General Dame Marguerite Pindling, former Governor General Sir Arthur Hanna, and Angliston Member of Parliament Glenys Hanna Martin. Dame Marguerite made a special presentation of flowers to Mother Clinton at Pilgrim Baptist Temple. The Governor General congratulates Mother Clinton for a long life well lived.
We want to thank you for this good and gracious God that we serve, who has spared your life to see your Bahamas today. You don't have to go outside anymore to the outside toilet. You don't have to go outside to the kitchen anymore. But Pastor, those were wonderful days. Those days made us who and what we are. In today's Bahamas, the youngsters some of them don't even reach 15. So Mother Clinton, you're going to have to tell us what you did that was so pleasing in the sight of God to keep you this strong and faithful.
Well, Pilgrim Baptist Temple senior pastor Leroy Major described Mother Clinton as a well-dressed, godly woman.
When I came to Pilgrim Baptist almost some 20 years ago, well, Ida Clinton and her 2 sisters used to come to church. And they come to church all dressed up on. I mean, this is one of them come to church and then she literally dressed. And when I talk in dress, you need a hat, you need a long gown, you need a gloves, and you need a place to go along with it. Woman of distinction. And listen, and the good thing about it, every clothes that she wear, you could tell it wasn't no Benny.
Memories of entertainer James Catlin. Entertainer Raphael Munnings remembers his friend as an icon in Bahamian art and drama. Catlin, who was known for his plays at the Dundas Center, passed away on Saturday. In expressing his condolences, Munnings said Catlin was never ashamed to express the Bahamian vernacular.
He's a pioneer because at one point on the local radio stations and television stations, to say things like, you know, and where you all going, and things like that were unheard of. And as a matter of fact, it was banned from the radio that you had to speak, quote unquote, the Queen's English for it to stay on the airwaves. And he changed all that by saying, no, we must be proud of what and who we are, and promote it so that the other people, and not only us Bahamians, but visitors coming to the islands would say that's the way they speak.
Now, Catlin may be gone, but Munning says his legacy will live on.
We have a record of what he did and how he did it and how he spoke and how he acted on stage. And he was really, like I said, one of the true cultural giants that have ever lived here in this country, and will live on that way, because I'm sure he has a lot of work that has not been published as yet, but those that have been published are really appreciated by the locals, and I would say most of the times are sold out.
Well, stay tuned. Sports News with Jonathan Benson is up next. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, first at 6.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Your life is in the moment and on the go. And your credit card? It's right there with you. Turn on mobile location confirmation for your Visa credit card from CIBC First Caribbean and reduce the likelihood of declined transactions when you travel. CIBC First Caribbean. Banking that fits your life.
First memory of music would have been a performance when everyone was singing the song. The song was drop down and come up slow, and everyone in the crowd was singing. I was amazed. I was in shock.
I did not always want to be a performer, I actually wanted to be a doctor. And when I was on my way to med school, I had this whole epiphany, and I went to Berklee College of Music, and that's when I made the switch.
If I weren't singing, I'd be singing. I love track and field though.
Many different things inspire me. It isn't anything specific. It's just, just enjoying the environment. And that's what I think music should be about, being free.
Tap of a button, I'm able to get in contact with persons all the way across the world. Technology acts as that bridge that keeps me connected.
BTC in one word, I would have to say clutch.
Connected. Family.
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 Every day, every day, every day.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Our senior ladies national basketball team tipping off play at the bottom of the hour against the host country Puerto Rico at the Central Basket Tournament. The Bahamas playing out of Pool A. Joining them and the hosts are Costa Rica and Mexico. The tournament is the next step in the road to the FIBA Women's America's Cup 2019, with the top 4 teams moving on. Also in the tournament, the Dominican Republic, Cuba, the Virgin Islands, and Guatemala. Team Bahamas being represented by Shaniqua Thompson, Tracy Lewis, Brittany Carson, Ashley Moss, Leisha Grant, Joette Fernanda, Valicia Demerit, Marvia Dean, Arlia Green, Bria Forbes, and Shalonda Neely. Wade Watson serving as the head coach. He's assisted by Varel Davis and Anton Francis. The Pan American Bowling Confederation's Super Senior and Senior Championships are underway in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Singles on the lanes today in the senior men's category. Jonathan Lockhart leading the way for Team Bahamas in 17th place with a 199 average. Lee Davis 24th with a 188 average. David Slatter a 182 average for 27th, while Tyrone Knowles a spot behind in 28th with a 181 average. In the senior ladies, Johnny's Lockhart 11th with a 178 average. Janice Hoyt 20th with a 167 average. The Broadcasting Corporation's own Kayla Nixon 23rd, a 157 average. Brina McLean rounding out the table in 24th with a 152 average. As for the Super Senior men, Greg Taylor 8th, a 193 average. Yul Hoyt 11th, his average 184. From the minor league baseball diamond yesterday, Lucius Fox went 2 for 3 in RBI, 2 runs scored. He stole his third base for Montgomery in their 6-2 win over Chattanooga. Todd Isaacs was 1 for 4 in RBI as Lake County nipped Western Michigan 5-4. Jasrado Chisholm, he stole his fifth base of the season for Visalia. They lost 8-3 to Stockton. In the Arizona League, Orveo St. went 1 for 3, a double, a stolen base, and a run scored for the Brewers. They edged the Cubs 3-2. As for Perez Knowles, he got 1 2/3 innings of work out of the pen. He struck out 3, allowed 2 runs on 3 hits in mid-relief. Greenville, they won over Kingsport, a final there of 7-6. Back here at home, the playoff picture in the Province Softball Association is still not clear on the ladies' side. The Platinum Pool Sharks could have wrapped up the pennant on Saturday, but they laid a goose egg 12-0 at the hands of the Sunshine Auto Wildcats. The Sharks and Johnson Truckers are both 12-3. The Wildcats play the BTC Warriors tomorrow, and if they win, they'll also be 12-3. If all three end up with the same record, then it goes to head-to-head with those regular season matchups. If BTC wins, it also goes head-to-head, but just between the Sharks and the Truckers. The Sharks have beaten the Truckers twice this season. BTC already locked into that 4th spot. The playoffs get underway on Saturday. One game played in the Bahamas Basketball Federation's Summer of Thunder Series yesterday at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Northern Arizona, they took care of business against the University of the Bahamas Mingos, 92-82. For UB, Justin Smith, 27 points. Kemsey Silvestri, he added 19. Just one game again this evening on court as we speak. Grand Canyon, led by former Phoenix Sun star Dan Marley as head coach. They are playing the Providence Storm. The North Eleuthera Homecoming and Regatta, that is all set for October 5th through the 8th. In recent years, the committee has struggled with the regatta part of it, but they plan to bounce back in a big way.
To put off such an event like that is not easy, so hats off to the previous committee. I mean, they did as far as they can do. We have a young, vibrant team now. Her name is Gina Johnson. She's the chairperson, along with Dale Panaman, who's the treasurer. Brynette Sawyer is the secretary, and Kian Morse is the Ways and Means chairman, and yours truly, Martin Lee, I'm the public relations officer. So, I mean, Harbour Island is a special place, and we want to take that to another level.
And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
James Aubrey. Now that Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the family islands, what are your summer vacation plans?
I'm going to Abaco.
And there is no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the family islands from Nassau. Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the family islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com and fly or cruise free to the family islands today.
I'm Megan Shepard, a reporter here at the ZNS Northern Service. Did you know that ZNS is right at your fingertips when you download the new ZNS app? Missed something in our newscast? That's okay. Simply pull up the app, swipe, and you'll find all of our news headlines and highlights. So what are you waiting for? Download the new ZNS app today.
You thought it was the talk of the town, but get ready for more.
More energy, more excitement, exhilarating, compelling, informative, educational talk on The Conversation.
I'm Shanique Miller. Pull up a chair with a cup of tea and join me weekdays at 4 on Radio Bahamas, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and The Light, 810 AM for The Conversation. I'm excited to have you around the table.
What amazing idea to go into the communities and into our world and into our country and into the homes of people and into the lives of outstanding and extraordinary people all over the country. I think that telling those stories, again, helps us to connect to the notion of okay, how can I live a better life? How can I be better? This is how this person achieved it. Where can I find common ground so that my life can match up as well? And so Ordinary People is an amazing, amazing concept, and I'm excited to be a part of the Ordinary People family.
When a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, it's extremely important to be prepared and know just what to do. Stay informed about the storm's path by listening to the radio or television for hurricane progress reports. Check emergency food and household supplies. Be sure you have extra batteries for your flashlights and radios. Bring in outdoor things like lawn furniture and garden tools. Anchor objects that cannot be brought inside. Secure buildings by closing and boarding up windows. Remove outside antennas and satellite dishes. Turn refrigerators and freezers to the coldest settings. Open only when absolutely necessary and close quickly. Purchase ice and store it in an ice chest. Keep drinking water in clean jugs and bottles. Clean your bathtub with bleach and fill it with water for washing and flushing, not for drinking, making sure to keep the bathroom door closed so small children cannot access the filled tub. Do not go out to videotape or take photos of the storm. Stay inside and take those pictures from where it's safe and dry. There's no harm in being overly cautious where a hurricane is concerned. It is truly better to be safe than sorry. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, we'll get you started in the tropic as usual, and there are no activities out there to report to you. And the reason we are having these calm conditions is we have this very strong upper level sharing taking place, particularly over the southeast Bahamas, and that's spreading all the way into the Les Antilles. That coupled with this Sahara dust, which has migrated all the way back to the Les Antilles as well, is keeping the lid on tropical cyclone development, and that is always good news for us here in the Bahamas. And then on the home front, we have a couple of surface trough. The first one is moving across the central Bahamas, and that is generating some scattered showers over the central and southeastern island. The trough is moving toward the west and will eventually move into the Gulf of Mexico. The northern branch of that could bring 1 or 2 showers to the northwest Bahamas tonight as well. And then there's a second trough you can see quite nicely right across the Florida Peninsula, and that could fire up 1 or 2 showers and thunderstorms, mainly across Grand Bahama, Northern Abaco, and the Bimini's tonight and tomorrow morning. Elsewhere, high pressure remains in control of the weather of the Bahamas, and you will see those winds decreasing over the next couple of days. Mostly cloudy skies outside of our studios, temperature 86 degrees, relative humidity at 65%. The winds are right now out of the east at 10 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure 1,018.4 millibars. That is 30.07 inches, and it is falling. That's going to do it for your first look at weather. So stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Well, that does it for us. And first at 6, stay tuned though. The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition is straight ahead.
F&M celebrating their rise to power 26 years ago. A new organization taking a stance against illegal immigration. And students on Grand Bahama having some fun before the opening of the new school year.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, members of the governing Free National Movement taking time out yesterday to celebrate the anniversary of the party's rise to power as the government of the country back in 1992. Here on Grand's Bahama, party supporters who worshipped at the new Mount Olivet Baptist Church in Holmes Rock, giving thanks to God for his many blessings. Italia Hall was there.
Members of the Free National Movement reflecting on the party's initial election to power on August 19, 1992. The FNM unseated the then governing Progressive Liberal Party to become the government of the Bahamas and remained in power for 2 consecutive terms. Reverend Dr. John C. Wallace, delivering the sermon, admonished the group to always be strong and courageous.
Be not dismayed, he says, for I am thy God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. Yes, I will uphold you with the righteous hand of my righteousness.
During the church service, several members of the FNM were honored for their contributions to the party and the community. Chairman of the Grand Bahama FNM Council and National Vice Chairman David Thompson shares the significance of the 1992 victory.
The party was formed in 1971, and at its formation, brave men and women were there like Maurice Moore and C.A. Smith and many of you. And I do remember my cousin Edmund Moxie, who was also from Ragged Island, who penned for us the motto and the singing song of the Free National Movement. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming victory.
Former Ambassador and Cabinet Minister His Excellency Maurice Moore is one of the founding fathers of the FNM. He says after 26 years, the party is still continuing to carry out a complete reformation of the Bahamian society, adding that the government is laying the foundation for the future of the country.
This is the first government who has really addressed the preparation of our young people for a successful running of our country, knowing that educating our young people and preparing them to take over from the old guards. We've never done that, not to this extent before.
Deputy to the Governor General Ambassador, His Excellency C.A. Smith, was also instrumental in the development of the FNM. He says the date is memorable and important in Bahamian history.
In the life of every country and of every nation, there comes a time when God raises up persons to lead the nation. That happened in 67, and again it happened in 92. And in 92, when the Free National Movement took over the government, it laid out a number of plans for change. And those changes were self-evident today, and so we've come today to recognize them and to thank God for all that He has done.
Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
A new organization formed over the past 2 years calling on Bahamians to take a stand against illegal migration in the country. Tonight, the organizer says that Bahamians must come together to effect change. Organizer of Taking the Bahamas Back, Jillian Bartlett, says that the purpose of the organization is to empower and encourage Bahamians to stand as one for the good of the nation. She says that a number of Bahamians from various islands have come together to stand against the illegal migration problem in the country.
We also focus on empowering and also encouraging Bahamians to stand as a united force for the good of our nation. Educating and informing Bahamians about the issues to assist us in solutions needed to fix the current broken system that's been exploited. Taking the Bahamas Back also call for support to protests against all illegal immigration and relating issues.
Bartlett says that the issue has existed for far too long, and she believes it is getting worse.
We have noticed the pitfalls of illegal migration. It is escalating, especially in the recent months between late 2017 to August 2018. And we're talking about the recent event with Eleuthera that happened about a couple of days ago or last week. So it hasn't stopped.
The organization has posted multiple petitions online and is calling on more Bahamians to sign and show their support. She says the ultimate goal is to see a change in the law regarding illegal migration.
Immigration laws apply to the fullest extent of the law. That's really vitally important, and we've already started to write on that and how we want to proceed. 2, all persons caught breaking the law be charged to the fullest extent of the law. I mean, you can't have a slap on the wrist. That has to stop. That cannot continue. Captured immigration migrants, fine and deported instantly means, okay, I know there's a law, and of course it's taking up a lot of time in court, and then we have to house you. Well, we can't even afford that right now.
The petition can be found on Facebook on the Taking the Bahamas Back page. In other news, special edition education continues to be a challenge in the country. While in Grand Bahama last week, the Minister of Education noted that greater attention must be given to children with special needs, as the ministry seeks to ensure that no child is left behind. Italia Hall has the details.
Last year, the Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeff Lloyd, announced that greater emphasis would be given to students with special needs in the country by providing better facilities and resources. Fast forward to today, the Education Minister says while some progress has been made when it comes to opportunities for special needs students, he admits that he is not satisfied with the overall situation.
We need more and more of our high school graduates to choose teaching careers of special education. We still have to go abroad, Cuba in particular, to bring in special education teachers. Another thing that we are looking at is requiring all students who are doing and pursuing a degree in education, teacher education, to have at least a year of training in special education teachers.
He explains why that training is now necessary.
In your classroom, a person could have some autistic challenge, could have some visual or other disability, and it isn't fair that that student has to necessarily be separated from his or her peers to go into a special environment in order to be addressed. A teacher in the class, this is why I'm talking about professional development. Teacher in the classroom has to be capable of addressing the varied needs within that particular environment.
And for those wondering about scholarship opportunities in the field,
come, please, bring them. We will make scholarships available for them. That's how desperate a need we have, and that's how deprived we are. As an example, 54 high school graduates who are entering the teacher program at the University of the Bahamas. 54. Only 3 are going into special education. Only 3. All right? And right now, I am advised, and don't hold me to this, but I certainly can say it publicly, I'm advised that there are thousands of students in our system and outside of our system who are not in the system because we don't have the facilities, including teachers, to accommodate them in the system.
The minister says education is a fundamental right for every student, which is the responsibility of the government, and he is concerned that too many special needs students are being left behind. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
Tarif College is continuing its focus on a specialty program designed to prepare high school students for tertiary level education. Tarif wants to ensure that students make a smooth transition to college upon leaving high school through its advanced placement program for students in grades 9 through 12. Marketing Director Frederica Thomas.
Students can start at a young age with their college prep program, and they can do well just given the opportunity. So we're reaching out to the Grand Bahama community, all who's listening, for them to come here and sit with Ms. Albury. And Ms. Albury can introduce you to our top program, Tarif Advanced Placement Program. We're also gearing back up with our alumni So we can also get funds through them to help persons who need assistance. There's a lot of things that we're going to do within the marketing area that we're going to try and get the cooperative community to help us help the students, or to help persons who can't help themselves to get an education.
Thomas is encouraging parents to embrace the advanced placement concept. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Rain or shine, there's one place that you can always depend on for emergency hurricane supplies or everyday items. Whether it's Ace Hardware, Housewares and Paint, or furniture and accessories from rooms to go, or Radio Shack Electronics. The one place that carries craftsman tools, tablets, routers, computer networking supplies, generators, and so much more is right around the corner on Queens Highway. That place is Dolly Madison Home Center. Rain or shine. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Come on down now.
It's back to school and back to school savings at Bellevue Business Depot. For all of your back to school and teacher supplies, they have it all at an extra 20% off retail price. Crayons, glue, markers, crayon pencils, backpack, character bags, meat notebooks and teacher supplies for the classroom and much, much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the backpack bundles for preschool, primary school and high school, loaded with all the supplies you need for back to school. Teachers get your first 8-foot Butcher Fadeless paper free when you purchase a minimum of 10 feet, as well as additional discounts at the Coffee Center. All at Bellevue Business Depot, located on Queens Highway.
We from the Bahamas, sun, sand, and sea. A lot of activities, but for you and me. If you don't believe me, then come follow me. Come right down to this place and we call it KFC. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese. No one can beat us at anything we do. No way. Sports, art, soccer, tennis, even junk canoe. We got the best beaches, even the best food. I already tell you, that's just how we do. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese.
Purchase a Big Chief meal today and receive 2 Big Chief collectible cups at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Gold Rock Concrete, now manufacturing 4, 6, and 8-inch concrete blocks and ready-mix concrete. Stay informed on your local weather forecast this 2018 hurricane season. Your #1 news station, the ZNS Television Network. We've got you covered. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Students in Marcos City having a fun-filled time this past weekend as they prepare for the upcoming school year. The 3rd annual Marcos City Back to School Giveaway and Fun Day at the Jack Hayward Gymnasium dubbed a success. Hundreds of students were provided with school supplies, treated to lunch, face painting, games, and more, courtesy of members of the Marcos City constituency.
We're excited at the hundreds of young people that came out along with their parents for a fun-filled day, whether it was the bouncing castle, face painting, of course some basketball, and we have a tournament right after, food and drinks for the family. But the most important part is providing a small portion of the various items they would need for school. We believe that education is a sure investment that's going to pay dividends for our society, and we want persons to know we're committed to educational development. And this year, Marcos City, that has the largest number of schools in Grand Bahama, we intend to partner with the schools, and we're looking forward to a wonderful school year ahead.
Member of Parliament Michael Pintard is encouraging the wider community and corporate Grand Bahama to step up and do their part in investing in the future of the nation.
We want to encourage the corporate citizens, invest in our schools, partner with a school in your area, partner with parents in terms of helping to equip our children. They're going to do some transformational things for us in the future. God bless all of you. Have a wonderful school year.
Children in the Pine Ridge community also partaking in Back to School Fun this weekend. Council members for the Pine Ridge community hosting a fun day at the Gombe Land skating ring. Deputy Chief Counselor Ernie Barr says that this year they wanted to make the event bigger and better.
Last year I decided to do it all by myself, but I realized that this year we actually needed a team. So I decided to join forces with persons throughout the community of Pine Ridge. Whether you be from Hawksville, Heritage, Regency, Old, Young, FNM, PLP, DNA, CD, I didn't care. I just wanted all residents from Pine Ridge to come on board and let's fix it. Let's put this school giveaway back together.
Member of Parliament for the constituency, Frederick McAlpine, partnering with the City of Freeport Local Government Council members, he urged the students to remain focused.
I don't want you fighting. I don't want you being rude. Also, I want to say to you, if anybody offers you anything, drugs, I got to tell you about that. You say no. They have now some drugs that look like gummies in the United States. I want you to be careful what you eat, what you take. Don't let nobody give you nothing that will destroy you or mess up your life from being what God intended you to be in life.
And now it is time to Ask the Doctor.
Hi and welcome. Peggy from Freeport asked this question. I eat a lot of blueberries in my fruit salad and in my oatmeal because I heard it's good for your heart. Is this true? Thanks for your question. The short answer is yes. Berries have been shown in clinical and epidemiological studies to be good for heart health. In general, fruits and vegetables are high in antioxidants, but berries in particular have a high level of antioxidants called flavonoids, which researchers have shown possibly improves circulation through blood vessels, prevents plaque buildup in arteries, and promotes healthy blood pressure. There are 6 berries that researchers believe, if consumed a few times a week, can have great health benefits, like lowering your risk for a heart attack and cardiovascular disease. These are strawberries, blueberries, acai berries, raspberries, blackberries, and cranberries. Berries are not only colorful and tasty, they're also low in calories and a great source of fiber, folic acid, calcium, and vitamin C. So consider starting your day with adding a few berries to your oatmeal, yogurt, or a smoothie. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away, Rumiko Knowles is up next with the Check on Sports.
KMW Battery and Tire Sales is offering oil change special for just $49.99 plus VAT. Includes oil and filter. KMW is located on West Settlers Way. Mulligan's Restaurant Supply Store, where you can find all the essential products required by you or your catering companies, restaurants, and bars at the lowest prices. Their professional kitchen supplies, aluminum baking pan, foam products, paper and plastic products, cake boxes and boards in different sizes sold individually, sodas, juices and grocery items, seasonings, peanuts sold by the sack, commercial cleaning products, and also check out the wholesale and retail beers, wines, and spirits section. They're located on Yellow Pine Street. That's Mulligan's Restaurant and Supply Store.
The Awards and Science Center has everything you need to help you give that special someone the most amazing personalized creative gift. One-of-a-kind floral arrangements to brighten someone's day. Recognition awards ranging from plaques to trophies. And yes, even tombstones to memorialize your loved ones. Visit the Awards and Science Center and be dazzled by our vast, beautiful array of supplies on West Atlanta Drive. The Awards and Science Center.
Hi, I'm Olympia Ferguson from Budget Pest Control. On Grand Bahama, there are only 2 types of homes, those with termites and those that will have termites. The signs you should look for are drywood termite fecal pellets, subterranean termite shelter tubes, and of course damaged wood. We now have on Grand Bahama the Coptotermes formosanus, or the super termite, which can do extreme damage in a very short period of time. To know more and to protect your investment, contact the termite experts at Budget Pest Control. With us, it's not just a company behind you, but a family. We are located on 13 Forest Avenue. Call us today at 351-7378.
Business owners are excited about ZNS Northern Service Storm Central Hurricane Packages because advertising rates are discounted up to 50%. That's right, get 50% off advertising packages this hurricane season from now through November 30th. Call our sales department at 351-3430 or 352-9713 and book your advertising package today.
Good evening, all. Welcome to sports. I'm Ramiko Knowles. First up in sports tonight, one of the country's top basketball players is preparing for a new journey in college hoops. Jay Philippe has the report.
Franco Miller Jr. is headed to the University of Mississippi this fall as a member of the men's basketball program under new head coach Kermit Davis. As Franco is preparing to compete at one of the Power 5 conferences in college basketball, he talked about the opportunity to play at the Division I level despite of his many setbacks.
That's something that I wanted from I was a little boy, and for me to accomplish that dream is just, words can't even express, the feeling, but going there, it's just that the work has just started. You still have to earn your spot, you still have to earn minutes, you still have to earn, everything else. So I still got my work cut out for me, and it's just a great experience being there, knowing where I come from, just a dot on the map. To be able to accomplish that is just great.
Franco said the whole recruiting process happened so quickly with mid-major schools having interest in him, but then things took a quick turn as he became more comfortable completing his senior year in Canada. He ultimately talked about the reason why he chose Ole Miss over other big-time programs that were recruiting him.
The expectation that I held myself to, and choosing Ole Miss over like Oregon, Oklahoma, Minnesota, just because they're one of the toughest conferences, and it just felt like home for me, and then I have someone I know that can look up for me, and Yolette McPhee, who's the women's head coach now, and it's just the right situation.
Locally, you would always see his father coaching him from the stands. Franco talked about his dad being a major role model and a big inspiration from the first day he picked up a basketball.
I can honestly say that, without, him being as hard on me as he is, I wouldn't be the player that I am today. A lot of things, we might not get along all the time, and, he might be on me all the time. And some people just see the sideline as, his dad is always on him. But other than that, we have a pretty cool relationship, other than basketball. But, he just wants the best for me and just wants me to take the game places that he hasn't taken it.
Franco Miller Jr. has been one of the most prolific high school players in the country over the past decade. Franco now is heading to Ole Miss University to pursue a basketball career. We wish Franco the very best moving forward in the future. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Total Sports.
Marco City basketball tournament wrapping up at the Jack Haywood Gym after 3 weeks of play. Teams competed and champions crowned. Pioneers Loop Bulls defeated Arden Forest Marlins 10-7 for the senior title. Sean Saunders, with an exceptional performance, was named the MVP. In the junior division, Pioneers Loop defeated Mayfield Park Pacers 20-12. Devon Rigby named most valuable player. In the open division, the Pioneers Loop Bulls defeated Spoonsville Loop 23-15. The MVP award went to Stan Williams Jr. Now the Michael Pintard Marco City basketball All-Star Classic, the YMCA and GBBA All-Stars edged out the College High All-Stars 54-53 in a thriller. Franklin Padion scored 18 points and secured the MVP award. Mateo King led the college high school team with 14 points, and the most defensive player award went to Trevor Bean. On to athletics now. Shawnee Miller Weibo undefeated for the year in competing in the women's 200 meter of the IAAF Diamond League in the Mueller Grand Prix in Birmingham Saturday. Shawnee crossing the line in 22.15 seconds to remain unbeaten. The Bahamian star qualified for the IAAF Diamond League Finals jackpot that will be held at the end of the month. The YMCA Commercial Basketball League Championships continues tonight with the Fast Track Gym Rats holding a 3-2 lead on the Polymus Pistons and looking to close out the series tonight. Tip-off time is 8:30 p.m. And that's your check on sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
More Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
Love, you look worried today.
Belinda, you know I have 2 more rooms to complete. Now, if I've been from 7 to 12%, how in the world are I supposed to do this?
Here at Island Bedding, we know things have been pretty thin for the past few years.
You think?
For 15 years, Island Bedding has been keeping Bahamian shopping at home by providing quality products at affordable prices.
Belinda, Island Bedding prices is good. It is really, really good. Your price is going to increase also to 12%. Just saying, Belinda.
Nah, Dr. Love, look here. Seeing is believing. With the upcoming change in VAT to 12%, we have adjusted too to keep our products affordable. And we did it too.
Now listen here, Island Bedding have done it again, kicking up a whole notch.
Now you know you're getting value for your dollar.
Visit our showroom today on Queens Highway.
Hi, I'm Wes. I'd like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
Welcome to Jags International. We have Celebration, Valeria, FRS, Bahamasair, Hotel, car vouchers now on sale.
Girls, I tried to book my ticket online with them ferry them. So complicated, they asking for too much.
That's why I stick to Jags. No agency fees or booking fees. Cash and credit, all the same. Blow deals and spectacular services with a smile.
Yes, that's Jags, your one-stop shop to Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Miami.
We even offer cheap car rental vouchers, dollar, thrifty, Hertz, and VIP service.
Book now with Jags and get their $5 discount card. And don't forget the super sales going on.
The Ministry of Health wishes to advise members of the public that prevention is key during this flu season. Practicing good cough hygiene can make the difference between you and your loved ones getting the flu or spreading the influenza virus. Good cough hygiene habits include covering your mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing, and proper disposal of the tissue in a trash bin. Coughing or sneezing into your upper sleeve near your inner elbow and not your hands when a tissue is not available. Avoiding the use of handkerchiefs and towels as they hold germs, becoming a nest for the virus. And frequently washing your hands with soap and water, which is listed as one of the most important steps you can take to avoid getting sick and passing the virus on to others. If you have any questions about how to practice good cough hygiene to avoid catching or spreading the flu, contact your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
And that's gonna do it for us here in the North, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues. On behalf of the entire team, including cameraman Quentin Gordon and Megan Shepherd, have a wonderful Monday.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartend, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, I on television. I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up before it's over, girl.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS radio network for your favorite music, Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Present check. Miss, I just stand now. I still gotta pay?
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, a sunny outlook for tourism. Also ahead, a group appears in court in connection with that major drug bust on Meadow Street. And BPL's former board claps back. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm Keishla Adderley. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping the news tonight, the Prime Minister addressing the Shantytown issue yesterday, explaining that the demolition of those structures has been delayed and the government has been careful to address the matter comprehensively and with compassion. The Prime Minister reiterated comments he made to the Haitian Pastors League earlier this year that we must live in the Bahamas as one people with shared values and a shared commitment to better futures for all residents of the Bahamas.
Unjust and unfair to allow the shanty towns to remain, especially given the social and other problems often found in these areas. It is a moral imperative for the country to remove the shanty towns even as we engage in immigration reform. We must also ensure that those who should be granted permanent residency or citizenship are so granted in a timely manner.
Well, the Prime Minister made it clear as well that as the Free National Movement serves its fourth term as the government of the Bahamas, his administration is on a clear path of transforming the country, not just for the present generations, but for those to come. Yesterday, the party observed the 26th anniversary of its 1992 general election win. Altavi's Munnings was there.
We delivered this country in 1992, and we are about to deliver it again.
26 years ago this month, the Free National Movement made Bahamian history by winning the 1992 general elections and ending the 25-year rule of the Progressive Liberal Party. During an anniversary church service at Bible Truth Ministries on Sunday, Free National Movement leader, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, reminisced on the hard fight endured by the party's founding fathers. He then fast-tracked to what the present Free National Movement government has accomplished.
We are laying the groundwork for an ambitious agenda of social development, including health care, education, home ownership, land reform, the revitalization of the Over the Hill, citizen safety and justice, and interventions of at-risk youth. There is much work to be done, but your F&M government is putting the Bahamas back on the path to prosperity. To restore our country and move it in the right direction, some tough choices have to be made. And there are some more tough choices ahead of us. But in the end, we will be a more productive and more vibrant country because the hard decisions were made.
The F&M leader boasted that among his party's attributes are courage and responsible governance. He also noted that when it comes to party matters, the Free National Movement doesn't just concentrate on elections.
We have always taken the long view and have always been ready to do what is in the best interest of the Bahamian people, not just for today, but for years to come. We must commit as a party and as individuals to be champions of our own message and of our own accomplishments. I know from being on the ground and by constantly traveling to Grand Bahama and throughout the Family Islands that the majority of the Bahamians are still with us.
Pastor of Bible Truth Ministries, Reverend Ellison Greenslade, based his sermon on the theme, Transformation of a Nation.
We're looking for a government who has their trust in the God of the universe. Hallelujah. We're looking for a government that has its trust in our parents' God, who brought them to many dangers, toils, and snares. You know what it is to go against all odds. But look at you now, you're still in power, ain't it? There's a God somewhere. The Prime Minister, Cabinet Ministers, we want a government that rely on.
The Free National Movement also honored several constituents from around the country for their contribution to the party. Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Strong positive trends in international tourist arrivals have officials anticipating continued business growth. They're reporting strong occupancy rates and bookings up 6.7% for the period August through October and 10% for the final 2 months of this year.
The tourism minister is smiling from ear to ear over the latest tourism numbers, up 10.2% year to date. He told ZNS News Today the sunny outlook leans heavily on the 25% of air arrivals, which contribute to 89% of the spend.
So when you hear people flying in or you hear increase in the number of stopover visitors, that's very, very important because of the amount of the spend. Fly-in customers, stopover customers spend 20 times more than cruise passengers. And so we're always very, very excited when we're experiencing double-digit growth for stopover visitors to the country.
As it has been for decades, the lion's share of arrivals to the Bahamas come from North America, 90% of late, and improved conditions in the U.S. coupled with local developments have gone straight to our bottom line.
The fact that those economies are doing so much better is the first reason, I think, why our numbers are up. The second reason is Bahama. 2,300 plus rooms have come on stream, 1,800 with the Grand Hyatt, 300 with the SLS, 230 with the Rosewood. The fact that that has come on has created additional supply, additional marketing of the destination. People want to come here and check it out.
Minister D'Aguilar points out that tourism has shifted its focus from sports tourism, for example, to studying Expedia and other travel sites to gauge the level of conversion. And looking at the bigger picture, Minister D'Aguilar notes that an operational Bahamar proves something important.
We were a little worried that it would cause cannibalization of some of the other hotels, namely Atlantis, and I'm delighted to report that their occupancy levels are still at very high levels.
As tourism officials continue to reach for higher heights, social media, with its images of the sun, sand, and sea, will continue to shine a light on this destination.
In other news tonight, the national flag carrier Bahamasair is back in full operation mode after a number of its flights were delayed this weekend. The delays lasted for 2 days, inconveniencing hundreds of passengers. Arla Dawn Davis spoke to the Bahamasair managing director and passengers on the episode.
The past weekend was a nightmare for nearly 300 frustrated Bahamasair passengers on flights between the Bahamas, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Alan Hernandez and Richard Curry are among them. Both say they are disappointed in the lack of communication and information provided regarding their flights.
I've been here since 1 o'clock yesterday, and at 2 o'clock this morning they canceled 3 flights. My cousin had an 8:30 flight. I had a 3:30 flight. My cousin is back in Fort Lauderdale. I'm still in Nassau.
We've been here yesterday since 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and pretty much, it's just like we've been lied to all this process. They keep telling us nothing but false information, and the lack of communication is just horrific. They kept us here till 3 in the morning. And then told us that the flights were canceled.
Managing Director of Bahamasair Tracy Cooper said a number of issues played a factor in the operational malfunction of one of its fleet's 3 jets.
The aircraft was out of service. We were able to bring it back online last night. And the combination of the jet being out of service, along with normal weather delays, resulted in us having to have a backup situation. The aircraft is like any technical piece of equipment, will have faults from time to time. And this was an electrical fault on the aircraft that required some detailed troubleshooting by the technical staff.
Cooper says July and August are the airline's peak traveling season and says with the heavy volume, incidents like this can be expected to happen. Now he says services are back to normal.
Bahamasair will be operating at not just the normal flights. Obviously, we have 3 flights that we have to take care of as backup flights. So we'll be operating those additional airplanes with a combination of both the jets and with the prop ATRs. At the end of the day, we expect that by mid-afternoon that we'll be back on schedule with all of our operations.
And when it comes to accommodations for those stranded passengers, Cooper said the airline did what it could to meet their demands.
It is a busy time both in Florida as well here in the Bahamas. And we did the best that we could in trying to reaccommodate and even putting some passengers up that had very extended delays. Unfortunately, when we're talking about the size numbers that we're talking about, we were not able to accommodate everybody.
Cooper says all affected passengers will be compensated based on their circumstances and assured the public that passengers will return home by the end of the day. LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.
Former Bahamas Power and Light Board Chairman Darnell Osborne issuing a statement last evening following the appointment of a new board. Last week, Minister with responsibility for BPL Desmond Bannister thanked the outgoing board of the Bahamas Power and Light for their service and announced the appointment of a new board. He said the board's inability to agree on critical issues ultimately led to the decision to relieve the board of its duties. He added that in recent times, the board, quote, remains locked at loggerheads with respect to virtually every critical issue, end quote, and that came at great cost to BPL. Well, Mrs. Osborne, along with other members, denied that they were locked in dispute on critical issues and have alleged political interference. According to Osborne, had the board been left to its own devices without external interference, the mechanisms in place to prevent gridlock could have been effective. It was also noted that without interference, not only would resolution to differences be achieved, but the board would have functioned in accordance with internationally accepted standards. Well, still ahead tonight, teachers and other administrators told to know their policies. And charges filed in connection with that huge drug haul last week. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell, fueling journeys that matter. Summer promotion.
My name is Dawn Pinder. I work at Great Cliff Chocolate and Cigar Company. I am the inventory manager. I have been a customer of Commonwealth Bank for the past 3 years, March 2015 to be exact. At this time, I have a loan with them. That was the reason why I went to Commonwealth Bank. And I now have my checking account and my savings account with Commonwealth Bank. It was easy, simple. They trusted me. I didn't have any accounts with them and they gave me the loan. I will recommend Commonwealth Bank to my friends. I have actually recommended it to a few of my co-workers here that have had the exact same experience that I've had at Commonwealth Bank. I will definitely say that Commonwealth Bank is the bank for the Bahamian people.
You can count on me. Just call me and I'll come running. No matter the
I got into comedy from the day I was born, and I look up and I saw who my parents was. I know my life is gonna be interesting.
The Bahamian people inspire me, like 100%.
I think the keys of the success to the band Visage has been the ability to stay relevant for the many years that the band has been around.
Technology, it keeps me connected.
What technology have done for me is priceless.
I don't know how I would be able to survive without it.
If I would describe BTC into one word, I would say innovative.
Family all around. Communications lifeblood of the Bahamas.
What would you do with your part of $50,000 in cash and prizes? Show your KFC bucket love and get a chance to win your part of $50,000 in cash and prizes. Display your Bucket Love sticker for a chance to win. You could be one of 10 gold ticket winners with a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize and get started on your bucket list. Stick it to win today. Bucket Love, KFC Nassau, it's finger licking good.
Sean, what you doing home already? And why you can't do anything I ask you?
Calm down. Everything cool?
Everything always cool, but you running me hard.
I already do everything on the list.
You pay the light bill and phone bill?
Check.
You get the Bahamasair ticket from me and check the Sky Bahamas tickets for mommy?
Check.
I know you ain't send that money gram to Junior.
I already do that too.
You sicky. You ain't never do everything I ask you.
I go on the Cash and Go and do everything right there.
You pick up dinner too?
Cash and Go don't sell chicken yet. Cash and Go, your one-stop shop for bill paying and so many other things.
Home is more than where the heart is. Home is where the children feel safe. A place where family comes first. Come home today with a BOB residential mortgage. Enjoy attractive rates with up to 25 years to repay. Or use the equity in your home to fund home improvements or other worthwhile needs. Isn't it time you came home to a place of your own? Talk with us today. BOB, your bank of solutions.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits.
From Grand Bahama to San Salvador.
Just around the corner when you need us.
For every celebration and relaxation.
Committed to quality and service since 1953.
With renowned wines,
rums and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits. Always with ice cold beer.
And attractive promotions.
Here for you as we've always been. One name, one people, united in wines and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Education Minister, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, says the government will enact legislation for the curriculum of public schools to be revised every 5 years. His comments came as he officially opened a 2-day conclave for public school administrators at the Melia Resort. 600 educators from across the country are attending the event, being held under the theme Understanding and Executing the 5 Ps: Purpose, Planning, Policies, Practices, and Partnerships for Effective School Leadership. While underscoring the importance of a revision policy, Minister Lloyd noted that the curriculum is going to be of great focus this year. He also reminded those administrators of the crucial roles they play and encouraged them to pay special attention to education policy.
You should know it like the back of your hand. If you do, you wouldn't in some instances, as I am told. I have no proof of this until they bring it. They keep saying it, so I would like to see it. But you have no right to deny anybody entrance, admission into our school system based on any status of your mind. It's not the law. It's not our policy. You're required to know who they are, so they got to bring some documentation. You're required to know where they live, and you're required to know who their parents are. That's that.
Well, the Education Minister also addressed a growing concern related to preschoolers.
We are going to add to our rolls 1,000 preschool students, 1,000. Right now, the public sector has 1,700. The rest of the private sector meets up about 6,000. Department of Statistics says that there are approximately 13,000 3-year-olds in the Bahamas. If we're only meeting 6,000, 7,000 are not being given proper formal education. It's dangerous for a country. Dangerous. So we're going to do something about it. We're going to partner with the private sector. It's many who meet our standards, who can assist us in preschool education. We are partnering it, and we're expanding where we can in the public sector, classroom here, classroom there, so that we can meet this 1,000. And this 1,000 is going to be every year added from this year on, until we get to the place of universal preschool education.
Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson expressing concerns moving forward as the school year gets set to begin. She addressed the issue of dealing with preschoolers and back payments for teachers.
I heard the minister articulate this morning that they will be taking in 1,000 preschoolers, and it's going to be in, I guess, conjunction with the private sector. So I wait to see where these students will go, where are the teachers that are going to be provided for those preschoolers. So I think that is going to be a challenge. So I'm hoping that this year, the 400 plus teachers that are owed about $3 million are paid in this fiscal period. Because if it's spread out over a 3 or 4 year period, it means that that person who's waiting for 15 years is going to wait for 18. Who's waiting for 10 is going to be 13 years. So, and it impacts a teacher, right to the core.
Meantime, Wilson says she was displeased to find out in the media about the recent school tour of education officials, which included the Prime Minister. The PUT president is hoping for a closer partnership with education.
So if we're stakeholders and we're partners, it means that we need to move together. We need to speak with one voice. We need to be, they need to contact us to say, hey, there is a challenge that we see. We are thinking about XYZ or this side or that side. Can you join us so that we can look at the logistics? And so that is where conflict begins. And it's always, oh, the union is saying this and the union is saying that and the union is at odds with education. But what we are saying is, if you say that we are partners, if you say that we're working together, if our agreement says you should invite us on an official tour, then we expect to be invited so that when you are speaking with the contractors, when we have to make the alternate arrangements or we have to look at alternative sites, the union will be a part and parcel of that.
Well, for most students in the Bahamas, there's at least 1 week to go before their summer vacation ends. But as usual for students of Nassau Christian Academy, it was opening day today at the Soldier Road campus. ZNS News caught up with the principal and several returning and new students to discuss their expectations for the year.
Dressed smartly in their gold, brown, and white uniforms, the nearly 1,400 students, some accompanied by parents in tow, gathered in the school's auditorium and classrooms in the hopes of exceptional results this academic year. So far, the school has attracted nearly 100 new students. Principal Simeon Brentford Isaacs says to see more academic success, the school must strengthen its relationship with parents.
All research done in the last 5 years have shown where parents are involved in their children's education, they perform 85% better than other students whose parents are uninvolved. So that's one of our goals, to strengthen that bond, since it is a fundamental and necessary aspect of relationship the school ought to have with its parents.
Meanwhile, Isaac says there are a number of academic programs that they are building on for the new year.
As you would have noticed when you came in, I had 17 students who are going to the Advanced Placement Class 12. That's part of the programs we've added to our school's program. These are students who were streamlined very early on, and they would have completed their BGCSEs in grade 11.
A few new and returning students we spoke to talked about their expectations for the new academic year.
I hope that I get better grades.
My expectations are that they would really push us hard to do our work and to get us good grades so later on in life we could do better.
This year, I'd like to average above a 3.4 to help with a scholarship to college next year.
I expect to push myself more and to be proud of what I did at the end of the year, because we could always do better, and I strive to do my best at all times.
LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.
In news from the courts now, 5 persons charged in connection with that drug bust which took place on Meadow Street last week. Now, police seized 375 pounds of marijuana with a street value of $375,000. Those charged today were Bahamians 33-year-old Kenny Mackey, 48-year-old Cyrus Gardner of both of Meadow Street, and 3 Jamaican nationals, 38-year-old Mark White, 37-year-old Damian Walker, and 30-year-old Shasoya Stone. Last Thursday, police officers stopped Mackey, who was driving a gray Nissan, and searched his vehicle. They found no drugs in the car, but after searching his home, officers found 18 crocus sacks of marijuana and additional packages. The 5 were charged with possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply and were sentenced to 3 years and 6 years respectively on those charges. The 3 Jamaican nationals will be deported. 3 pleaded guilty and 2 pleaded not guilty. Shasoya Stone and Bahamian Cyrus Gardner all have been remanded to the Department of Corrections. They were granted the right to apply for bail at the Supreme Court, and the case is adjourned to the 9th of October. Police making a gruesome discovery overnight. Authorities were called to the St. Matthew's Anglican Church Cemetery, where they found the partially decomposed body of a man lying next to a mausoleum. Police also revealed that the man appears to be a vagrant. Superintendent Anthon Ramming of the Central Detective Unit told reporters that the discovery was made just after 7 p.m.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Crystal Darling. The Bahamas is showing a growth rate of 10.2% in international arrivals, with more visitors coming from the U.S. and Canada due to strategic advertising in key markets. Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Dionisio de Aguilar, says his ministry is very encouraged by this growth. The impact of the rise in tourism has also been affecting other industry sectors, including hotels and airports, notably the Lynden Pinling International Airport, which has been recently tracking record numbers of visitors. The ministry expects these numbers to increase as they continue to advertise through a variety of broadcasts. And in other business news, Bahamian hotel manager Kristen Wiley, who leads the team at the Four Seasons Hotel in historic Georgetown, Washington, D.C., recently met with the ambassador to the United States, His Excellency Sidney Cawley, and Consul General to Washington, Theo Neely. Both congratulated him on his appointment. Wiley became hotel manager at Four Seasons on July 10th after excelling in his roles as residence manager, front office manager, assistant director, and director of rooms over the past 10 years at properties in Exuma, Bangkok, Thailand, and Hawaii. And in international news, the European Commission is getting ready to propose legislation later this year to completely remove terrorist content off social media sites. This comes as an increased data regulation of tech companies. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Google will be heavily impacted if the laws are approved by the EU member countries. And the first part of these types of online regulations was put in place in May, known as the EU Data Protection Rules, which brings changes to how tech companies handle and collect personal data. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Crystal Darling.
Of the hundreds of employees at the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation, 70% are women. So it's little wonder why the ministry recently recognized 4 of them from different offices around the globe for their outstanding contributions to the ministry and the community. Valerie Alsay of the BTO New York, Jacqueline Gibson of BTO Eleuthera, Rosamond Gomez, BTO Plantation, Florida, and Clara Stewart of the Nassau office received platinum, gold, silver, and bronze recognition, respectively.
I feel really humbled that my colleagues really saw me in the way that they saw me in terms of being outstanding in leadership, in service to community, in family, etc. I'm just truly honored.
I was just surprised, pleasantly so. And I was really taken aback by what the persons who did the nominations had to say about me.
I just feel honored to have been chosen for this award because there's so many deserving women within this ministry who I believe are gold and beyond.
Minister of Tourism and Aviation Dionisio de Aguilar says he was excited to award these women of excellence.
Given the importance of women to our community, to our country, they are the bedrock, the foundation of almost every family in this country. We felt it was important to recognize those women in our organization that excel. And we came up with 4 excellent candidates And it was touching to see how they appreciated this award.
The women were recognized after a nomination process throughout the ministry. For the Tourism Today Network, I'm Candia Smith.
Exhale, exhale, now you're home. You can have your peace of mind. Oh, it's family time. We pay attention to the smallest detail. Safety and security, we deliver luxury. Serenity, welcome home.
We start with a yes, but when life takes unexpected turns, you can still say yes to more. The Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card gives you points with every purchase that you can use to travel anywhere. Fly on any airline, anywhere, at any time, with no blackout dates. Plus, with just 20,000 Scotia points, you can say yes to destinations. With Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card, it's easier to say yes to everything. Apply today.
AID features Napa Auto Parts which meet or exceed OE specifications. Parts for Asian vehicles are available at great prices. Filters from $2, brakes from $22, tie rod ends from $21, head gaskets from $10, and fuel pumps from $32. AID is also your destination for the best selection of automotive accessories. Hubcap sets from $22.45, steering wheel covers from $4.50, car mat sets from $8.45, and seat covers from $34.44. Wipers, wash and wax products, motor oils, and automotive chemicals for every vehicle. Angle grinders from $44.53, pressure washers from $162. For the month of August, Napa gaskets are 15% off at all AID locations. AID is now open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. AID, Blue Hill Road and Wolf Road have all you really need and more.
Many memories are being shared of entertainer James Catlin, who passed away on the weekend. Entertainer Ralph Munnings remembered his friend as an icon in Bahamian art and drama. Catlin was known for his plays at the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts. He died on Saturday at the age of 78. While expressing his condolences, Munnings said Catlin was never ashamed of expressing the Bahamian vernacular.
I know because at one point on the local radio stations and television stations, to say things like, you know, and where you all going, and things like that were unheard of. And as a matter of fact, it was banned from the radio that you had to speak, quote unquote, the Queen's English for it to stay on the airwaves. And he changed all that by saying, no, we must be proud of what and who we are, and promote it, so that the other people, and not only us Bahamians, but visitors coming to the islands would say, that's the way they speak.
Catlin may be gone, but Munnings says his legacy will live on for a long time.
We have a record of what he did and how he did it, and how he spoke, and how he acted on stage. And he was really, like I said, one of the true cultural giants that have ever lived here in this country, and will live on that way, because I'm sure he has a lot of work that has not been published as yet, but those that have been published are really appreciated by the locals, and I would say most of the times are sold out.
Well, Ida Holmes Clinton celebrated her 100th birthday in grand style this weekend. The Centenarian celebrated this milestone with family and friends, including Governor General Her Excellency Dame Margaret Pindling, former Governor General Sir Arthur Hanna, and Angliston MP Glenys Hannah Martin. Dame Margaret made a special presentation of flowers to Mother Clinton at Pilgrim Baptist Temple. The Governor General congratulated Mother Clinton for a long life well lived.
Thank you for this good and gracious God that we serve, who has spared your life to see your Bahamas today. You don't have to go outside anymore to the outside toilet. You don't have to go outside to the kitchen anymore. But Pastor, those were wonderful days. Those days made us who and what we are. In today's Bahamas, The youngsters don't, some of them don't even reach 15. So Mother Clinton, you're going to have to tell us what you did that was so pleasing in the sight of God to keep you this strong and faithful.
When I came to Pilgrim Baptist almost some 20 years ago. But I have Lyndon and her two sisters used to come to church. And they come to church all dressed up on. I mean, they said, one of them come to church and then she literally dressed. And when I talk in dress, you need a hat, you need a long hat, you need a gloves, and you need a place to go along with it. Woman of distinction. And listen, and the good thing about it, every clothes that she wear, you could tell it wasn't no penny.
Well, stay tuned. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. We're back right after this.
During the entire month of August, A Divine Design on Bay Street is celebrating our passion for peridot. Save up to 65% store-wide on all hand-strung beaded and pearl necklaces, interchangeable steel, silver, and gold mesh chains, and colorful clasps in every shape and size imaginable. Save an additional 10% on all shades of green. A Divine Design would like you to have a spectacular summer. So visit us on Bay Street and save up to 65% with an additional 10%. Phone 323-2900.
Know how you can save more money, save more time, earn more interest, and have more for the future? The solution is an account from Fidelity Bank. With our ASU Savings, fixed deposits, and preferred client program, you can get free financial advice from our team of experts, competitive interest rates, and free online banking for simple and safe banking anytime, anywhere. Open a fixed deposit or savings account with Fidelity by visiting a branch today. Get into the rhythm of saving with Fidelity. Fidelity, we're good for you.
I tell you, this heat ain't playing. Every day hotter than the last. Even the weekly specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets continue to heat up with great prices like Hill's Biscuits, 150-gram pack, 99 cents. Fresh pork shoulders, $1.39 per pound. Lay's chips, 1-ounce bag, 2 for 99 cents. Gatorade drinks, 64-ounce bottle, $2.99. Sweet watermelons, $4.99 each. Watley Bologna, 12-ounce size, 2 for $3. Hot savings only at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
We've all got plans for our golden years. Unfortunately for many, this may just be wishful thinking. To generate an annual income in retirement of $70,000 for 20 years at a rate of return of 5%, with inflation running at 3%, requires more than $1.1 million. So how do you save that much money? Many companies provide a group pension plan to help their employees by deducting an amount each month from their pay to contribute to the plan. Personal Pension Plan, or PPP, is similar to a group plan, but offered only to individuals. These plans offer many of the same benefits and features. Contact us for more information on pensions.
Move forward, Bahamas, and build high into the sky. Move upward and colorize those new walls. Move onward and build a garden to last a lifetime. Move together and settle into that new home. There's a lot of places you can do it for yourself, but there's one place to do it right. Builders Mall. We know exactly what motto you live by. And even the pros know building is just a part of what we do. So move forward, Bahamas. And remember, you can find it all at Builders Mall.
We are Machinery and Energy Limited, your cat dealer for the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and the Cayman Islands. We also carry a selection of allied brands like JLG, Wacker Neuson, and Solaire. Our extensive product line includes tractors, excavators, backhoe loaders, telehandlers, forklifts, light towers, aerial equipment, marine engines, and of course, our specialty cat generator sets. Need parts or equipment maintenance? We offer that too. Everything you need all in one place. Visit one of our branches in Nassau, Freeport, or Abaco for your construction and power generation needs.
I'm a senior citizen and I embrace change. That's why RBC Digital Banking is the way to go. I can sit at home and pay all my utility bills, send money to someone else, pay my Visa card. It's simple, safe, secure, and it saves you quality time. I'm Beverly Wallace Whitfield, and I enjoy being an RBC digital banking client.
G&M Appliances on Robinson Road has all your air conditioning needs this summer, like the Comfort Star 9000 and 12,000 BTU 13 SEER for just $399. Or how about the Comfort Star 18,000 BTU just $599? Or how about the Comfort Star 24,000 or 36,000 at the lowest prices possible? We also carry a large selection of air conditioning parts such as fans, compressors, filters, capacitors, or any part you may need. So, call today at 328-2083. We're located on Robinson Road.
What things do you value? Even if we value something, we can still lose or misplace it, like a credit card. You can freeze your Visa credit or debit card from CIBC First Caribbean in a flash to stop unauthorized use. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Bahamas Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF, we're more than just our name.
All right, it's time now for a check of your weather. We check in with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean for the latest. Hey there, Basil.
Hi, Keisha. Your heat index did not make it into the triple digits today, only made it up to 98 degrees, and that's because we had some low humidity levels. But right now, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Family Valleys, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, also Green Toll, Key and Abaco, Marshall, Abaco, also at 86, 85 in the Berry Islands, Alisam, Bimini, also reported 85 degrees, Harbour Island, 84, Rock Sandy, Lutra, 84, 84, also in Otterstown, Cat Island. Staniel Key, 85, Kemp Space, St. Andrews, 85, also Fresh Creek and Central Andrews at 85 degrees, San Salvador and Rum Key at 84 degrees, Georgetown, Exuma, 83, 84 in Betsy Bay, Maguana, Crooked Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Ragged Island. Also Acklands, by the way, Matthew Town, Nago, 1 degree higher at 85, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 84 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the Northwest and Central Islands tonight through the middle part of the week, the winds will be east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. The low tide takes place tonight at 10:03. You can expect another low tide tomorrow morning at 9:59. And for the southeast Bahamas through Wednesday, winds southeast at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop. So we'll keep a caution flag up for your boaters in the southeast Bahamas. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your travel forecast. And your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your travel forecast brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 15 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. For some people, asthma is a minor nuisance. For others, it can be a major problem that interferes with daily activities and may lead to a life-threatening asthma attack. Asthma is a condition in which your airways narrow and swell and produce extra mucus. This can make breathing difficult and trigger coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath. Asthma symptoms range from minor to severe and vary from person to person. Asthma signs and symptoms include shortness of breath, chest tightness or pain, trouble sleeping caused by shortness of breath, coughing, or wheezing, a whistling or wheezing sound when exhaling. Wheezing is a common sign of asthma in children. Coughing or wheezing attacks that are worsened by a respiratory virus such as the cold or the flu. For some people, asthma symptoms flare up in certain situations like when exercising or doing physical activity in the workplace where chemicals, gases, or dust can be irritants, and asthma can be triggered by allergies. If you have been diagnosed with asthma or suspect you may have asthma, please see your doctor regularly and your condition can be monitored and treated. Severe asthma attacks can be life-threatening. Work with your doctor ahead of time to determine what to do when your signs and symptoms worsen and when you need emergency treatment. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
Robin Hood flour is bigger and better. When you bake with Robin Hood, you're baking with the best. And you get more for your money. Next time you shop at the food store, stop and compare. Robin Hood flour gives you more for your money. Go with the flour that's bigger and better. Robin Hood flour. Find it at your favorite food store.
Little Generals on East Street South is well known for the best quality and lowest prices on all your grocery and houseware needs. Little Generals has a large selection of meats, produce, dairy items, water and juices, all your favorite snacks, housewares, vegan products, gourmet items, and health supplements. Anything you can think of, it's all sold right here at Little Generals. Little Generals also provides the best customer service, making you want to come back again and again. So visit Little Generals today on East Street South. Call 325-5798.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Our ladies senior national basketball team tipping off play this evening against the host country, Puerto Rico, at the Centro Basket Tournament. The 2-4-2 Netting not getting off to the best of starts. They trailed 30-10 after the first quarter and 46-17 at the half. The third quarter just came to an end. The Bahamas down 68-33. Leisha Grant 11 points and 5 rebounds so far. Shalonda Neely 7 points and 4 rebounds. Tracy Lewis with 6 points. Brittany Carson, Arleah Green, and Marva Dean, they have a bucket each. Now joining Team Bahamas and the host in Pool A are Costa Rica and Mexico. The Dominican Republic, Cuba, the Virgin Islands, and Guatemala are in Pool B. The Bahamas plays Mexico in the first game tomorrow at 4 p.m. before finishing up pool play with Costa Rica in the feature game on Wednesday night at 8:30. Now, Mexico beat Costa Rica in the tournament opener today 77-42. This tournament is the next step in the road to the FIBA Women's America's Cup 2019, with the top 4 teams moving on. Also representing Team Bahamas at Central Basket are Shaniqua Thompson, Ashley Moss, Felicia Demerit, and Bria Forbes. Wade Watson, he is the head coach, assisted by Varel Davis and Anton Francis. Jonquel Jones, not part of that team at Central Basket, but she was on the floor and played a big role yesterday for the Connecticut Sun as they closed out the regular season with a 79-72 win over the LA Sparks. Jonquel finishing up with 17 points and 7 rebounds as the Sun locked up the 4th seed and a first-round bye heading into the WNBA playoffs. The Sun will play the winner between the 5th place Phoenix Mercury and the 8th-seeded Dallas Wings. Plans announced today for the inaugural Caribbean Tip-Off Classic, November 2nd through the 4th at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. It's an international event that offers high school boys basketball teams the opportunity to play in high-level early season competition. The showcase is designed to match up the best teams from the USA, Canada, and the Bahamas for 3 days of great basketball.
We're going to look to bring a lot of sporting events and events to Nassau. In working with Mario with the Basketball Federation over the years as a technical director and helping assist with Bahama basketball, what I've learned in the last 5 or 6 years is that the community could really use somebody to organize for the community. I know so much comes from the outside, groups come from the outside, and they do their business and they go home. Well, our group believes in being homegrown, development of the youth, development of the community, development of the tourism. So our goal is to start out with this showcase, let people see what we're planning on doing. We're planning on doing first-class events, top-notch, but coordinating with BVF, Basketball Federation, but also soccer, volleyball, all types of things.
One game played in the Bahamas Basketball Federation's Summer of Thunder Series yesterday at the Kendall Isaacs Gym, Northern Arizona, taking care of the University of the Bahamas Mingos 92-82. For UB, Justin Smith finishing up with 27 points, Kemsey Silvestri adding 19. Shawnee Miller-Weibo lining up for the women's 200 meters at the Birmingham Diamond League meet over the weekend. It was a star-studded field which included Jamaica's Sharika Jackson, Daphne Skippers of the Netherlands, Marie-José Toulouse of the Ivory Coast, and Britain's own Dina Asher-Smith. This one would be all about the Bahamian. She clocked 22.15 for the win and a new meet record. With that performance on Saturday, which was actually one of her slowest of the season, Shawnee qualified for the Diamond League final. She had previously already qualified in the 400. Both events are scheduled for August 31st in Brussels, Belgium. The schedule has yet to be released, so it's unknown whether she will contest both or focus on just one. The Pan American Bowling Federation Senior and Super Senior Championships underway in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Singles on the lanes today in the men's seniors category. Soneth Lockhart leading the way for Team Bahamas in 17th with a 199 average. Lee Davis 24th with a 188 average. David Slatter with a 182 average for 27th, while Tyrone Knowles a spot behind in 28th with a 181 average. In the senior ladies, Johnny's Lockhart 11th with a 178 average. Janice Hoyt 20th, a 167 average. The Broadcasting Corporation's own Kayla Nixon 23rd, a 157 average. Marina McLean rounding out the table in 24th, a 152 average. As for the super senior men, Greg Taylor 8th, a 193 average. Yul Hoyt 11th with a 184 average. Well, it comes down to one game to decide the ladies' pennant in the Province Softball Association. All the Platinum Pool Sharks had to do on Saturday was beat the Sunshine Ola Wildcats, but they laid a goose egg and they lost this one 12-0.
I told them we didn't hit our peak as yet, and our bats coming around. You know, Bishop team is a younger team than the Wildcats. They have a lot of energy, a lot of talent too, but you know they have to bring the fight a little more than what they brought tonight. Tuesday night, we looking to wrap it up with the pennant and ready for the playoff.
Special Olympics Bahamas, their law enforcement torch run was held on Saturday, and everyone had a good time.
We had the torch run, and very exciting, changing the torch to different law enforcement, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Department of Defense, the Immigration Department, and of course the Bahamas Customs. And we had a pretty good crowd.
It was exciting, it was good, you know, and you feel it's a feel-good spirit, but it's for the cause, you know. It's not really, the fact that we're here, and it really meant good for the athletes from Special Olympics. They are special people, and this is our support of the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
I didn't run. I actually supported was part of the supporting cast to ensure that the logistics was in place and all of that, and we had a very good logistic team. We were here early, setting up, making sure that the athletes, all of them, have their shirts and all of that.
The Nassau Valley 8-Ball Association handing out its season awards yesterday. Among those taking home hardware were the 007 Prowlers, who finished third in the A division.
It was a hard-fought season. The guys put in a lot of work, and we came out in the third place. We really wanted the first place trophy, but next season, that's our goal, and that's what we're working forward to.
In terms of the way the sport is going here in the capital, league executives are upbeat.
Past 3 years, we've grown about 6 teams. We had 21 teams in 2015. 2016, we had 24 teams, and this year we have 26 teams. So we are seeing a steady growth. There are a number of international tournaments that the Nassau Valley 8-Ball Association participated. We have the West Coast Challenge, that's in Orlando. We also have the Valley Nassau 8-Ball Association Championships, which is held in Vegas every year.
The North Eleuthera Homecoming and Regatta all set for October 5th through the 8th, and plans are well underway.
We're going to be having the B and C class boats coming up. So far we have 6 and 6. 6 of the B and 6 of the C class.
And what kind of competition are you expecting?
Very stiff competition. Now you have to remember that this is the large major event in regards to sailing for the upcoming calendar year. So Harbour Island is the place to be, and the crowd is looking great. We're being booked because folks are calling in to find out exactly what we're doing in Harbour Island. And you know, I mean, Harbour Island's still sweet, man.
In terms of the action on the water, it won't be just in the B and C classes.
Harbour Island has a very, very good junior sailing club. So we're going to highlight those young kids to let the world know that, you know, sailing is our #1 sport. And I think a week after that, we're going to have the Nationals. That'll be on Harbour Island.
Now, in recent years, North Eleuthera has struggled with the regatta part of its homecoming, but they plan to bounce back in a big way.
To put off such an event like that is not easy. So hats off to the previous committee. I mean, they did as far as they can do. We have a young, vibrant team now. Her name is Gina Johnson. She's the chairperson, along with Dale Panneman, who's the treasurer. Brynette Sawyer is the secretary, and Kian Morse is the Ways and Means chairman, and yours truly, Martin Lee. I'm the public relations officer. So, I mean, Harbour Island is a special place, and we want to take that to another level.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say, with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
by Chef Boyardee and Libby's Vienna sausages, and you could win $2,000 for a family vacation or other great prizes for back to school. Enter at Pritchard's on Robinson Road today. Promotion ends August 31st.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, strong upper level winds coupled